All right, let's talk about the single most important and honestly the most overlooked part of making any AI project successful, and that's the quality of its data. Because you can have the smartest, most advanced model in the world, but its intelligence is always going to be capped by what you feed it.
You've heard this a million times in tech, right? Garbage in, garbage out. Well, in the age of AI agents, this isn't just some old saying. It's the absolute law. The quality of what your AI tells you is directly, and I mean one-to-one, tied to the quality of the data it's learning from. Think about it like this. Would you want your AI to learn from a perfectly organized library where everything's cataloged, up to date, and easy to find? Or from a chaotic warehouse, just a giant pile of documents where critical info is buried under outdated memos and random scribbles? The choice seems pretty obvious, right? But you'd be surprised how many AI projects start out in that messy warehouse. And the cost of starting there, in that chaos, it's just staggering. Poor data isn't some minor headache. It's a fundamental failure point that can sink your entire AI initiative before it even gets going.
So, what's actually happening under the hood? Well, technically, it's a total train wreck. The AI gets completely confused trying to sort through duplicate or conflicting facts. It starts pulling in irrelevant details, which pollutes its own thinking and just tanks the quality of its answers. And here's the big one. When it can't find a clear, solid answer, its chances of just making stuff up, what we all call hallucination, go through the roof.
And this is where all those technical glitches become real-world business disasters. When the AI gives bad answers, your user's trust just evaporates. Your operational efficiency nosedives because your support team is cleaning up the AI's mess. And, oh yeah, giving out wrong or outdated information, that can open you up to some serious compliance and legal risks. The stakes here are incredibly high. So how do we dodge all that? How do we build that pristine library for our AI? Well, it all comes down to a clear framework, a process we call data hygiene. It's really about systematically cleaning, standardizing, and organizing your data. And the whole thing is built on these 5 fundamental pillars. If you can master these 5 concepts, you'll have an incredibly reliable foundation for any AI agent you want to build. So let's break them down, one by one. First up, accuracy and completeness. This one seems obvious, but it's crucial. Your data has to be factually correct, and it needs enough detail to actually be useful. Saying something costs around $50 is just asking for trouble. What you need is precise, verifiable information that leaves zero room for guessing.
Next up, consistency. Oh man, this one trips up so many companies. If your own documents call the same department 3 different things, how in the world do you expect an AI to know it's all the same? You've got to create a single source of truth for your terminology and then stick to it. It makes life easier for the AI and for your human users. Pillar number 3 is all about relevance and focus. Your AI's knowledge base should not be a digital junkyard. Every single document, every single paragraph needs to serve a specific purpose that helps the AI achieve its goals. If it's not relevant, you have to be ruthless. Get rid of it. Then we get to structure and organization. This isn't about folders. It's about the internal logic of the documents themselves. Using clear headings, subheadings, and just a logical flow makes it so much easier for the AI to find the exact piece of information it needs, instead of grabbing a giant messy wall of text. And finally, we have accessibility and clarity. Look, if your source material is full of dense, confusing jargon, your AI is just going to parrot that confusion right back at your users. You've got to use plain language, define your terms. Just remember, the AI can't explain what it doesn't understand. Okay, so that's the theory. But let's see what happens when the rubber meets the road. We're going to look at a real case study of a software company called TechFlow and see the absolutely dramatic impact this framework had on their business. So this was their starting point. It's the classic chaotic warehouse we've been talking about. Almost 850 documents scattered everywhere, different formats, inconsistent terms. Nearly a quarter of it was outdated, and they had over 150 duplicate files. Their customer support AI was, well, let's just say it was having a really bad time. But then, just look at this. After they dedicated 2 months to cleaning up their data, user satisfaction with their AI agent shot up by 44%. This wasn't some kind of magic. It was the direct result of focusing on Pillar 1, accuracy, and Pillar 2, consistency. People went from being frustrated to actually happy because the AI finally became reliable. And that had a huge knock-on effect for the business. The rate of issues they could solve on the very first try jumped by a third. That massive leap in efficiency came from improving structure and relevance. That's pillars 3 and 4. The AI could just find the right answer faster. And that means fewer support tickets and way less stress on their human engines. So here's the kicker. The customer success director over there, Sarah Chen, she confirmed that this wasn't just some abstract tech project. The investment, the time and money they put into cleaning their data, had a clear, measurable, and incredibly fast return. Better data literally equals better business. Now, getting results like that is fantastic, but the real challenge is making it stick. See, data hygiene isn't a one-and-done project. It has to become an ongoing practice, something that's just baked into your company's culture. And that really means you have to avoid these super common traps. Don't get stuck waiting for everything to be perfect. Just start making small improvements. Don't think of it as a one-time spring cleaning. And please, always remember the business goal. You're not just cleaning data for the sake of it, you're making it more useful. Instead, here's how you build a practice that actually lasts. You set up quality checks for any new information coming in. You put systems in place to monitor the health of your data over time. And most importantly, you build a culture where everyone who creates content feels responsible for its quality. So that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. As you're building out your own AI systems, take a really hard, honest look at your data. Is it the solid, reliable foundation you can build a future on? Or is it a chaotic, ticking time bomb just waiting to blow up all your hard work? The choice, really, is yours.